Well, thousands of people, look at that. They rallied on Alamo Plaza for several hours this afternoon and tonight. One of what they call Tea Party protests across the country. That is Glenn Beck, the Fox News cable TV host. He did his show from there. Organizers say these were all the protest out-of-control taxes, what some of the taxes are also being spent on, including the stimulus package. Again, the big name there, Glenn Beck, live show at 4 o'clock today. The Tea Party here called one of the biggest in the country. Tough to estimate exactly how many people were there at Alamo Plaza. Easily, they say, though, between 7,000 and 10,000 at any given time. News 4 WOAI's Eric Rung was in the crowd there covering this story for us tonight.
Whether you agree politically or not with anyone at the Alamo tonight, you can at least agree there isn't anything much more American than a good protest.
I see a lot of Americans that have gathered together just to say what they've been thinking for a long time, and apparently their voice, they feel, has not been heard.
Thousands protested what many call taxation without their true representation, or in some cases, taxation without responsibility.
We're all voters, we're all here, we're all taxpayers, and we want more accountability.
This and hundreds of tea parties around the nation are supposed to be about issues, not about political parties per se.
It's not political as far as Republican or Democratic in any way, shape, or form. I feel that the people that are here today are Americans.
You know, Bush got the ball rolling, and Obama just kicked it farther down the hill.
Regardless of what people say, there are definite political overtones all over Alamo Plaza. Some not shy about sharing their feelings about the current administration and those in control of Congress. Still, this is a peaceful protest. No kumbaya, but there is singing. And it's in America the thousands here say they are fighting for. The way they see it, of course. And while you may see things a different way, there is no way you can't say gathering a group to fight for what you believe in isn't 100% American.
Now live pictures down here at the Alamo as crews are starting to disassemble the stage that was set up for the program today. Now, overall, the people that we talked to down here at the Alamo Plaza that were participating in this do say that it was a success, that there was enough people not only here but at other tea parties around the country to get their message to Washington. We are live tonight downtown. I'm Eric Run, News 4 WOAI.
Thanks, Eric. And as I mentioned, tea parties, the protests held across the country today. This is what it looked like in Lansing, Michigan. Also, a look at the protesters, some of them in Boston, the site of the original Tea Party, of course. So you can see there from the aerial shots, many holding signs, and as across the country, many waving flags.
You hear that, Beamer? It's the clock, and it's ticking. You have a little more than an hour and a half to file your taxes. In fact, let's take a live look right now at the main post office off Perrin Vital right now. Look at that. You see all those headlights all in a row, kind of curving around to the main post office? That is the line of people waiting to file their taxes. The main post office, we're told, will be open until midnight. So this is what it looked like earlier today. Pretty much the same thing, except it was dayside, right? Daylight. Cars were lined up for blocks to get to the post office, and despite the busyness, the post office says the number of people showing up is actually down.
Well, actually, we've seen a decline from previous years. Every year we've seen a 15% decline in volume.
Take you back outside live now off of Perrin Vital. Look at that line. That line is all people. They're all people trying to get to the post office right now. Again, the post office will be open until midnight.
Well, we're talking there about income taxes, but tonight there's also some news here about your property taxes, and it's sort of a good news, bad news kind of thing. A lot of us may actually be paying a little less in property taxes this year, but that is only because the property values have dropped, and that's because the economy. Home prices have dropped too. Well, the Bear Appraisal District is now sending out property value notices to 175,000 people here. Overall, home values are down just about 2% in Bear County, with the average market value of a home down to $146,000 from just over $147,000 last year. Well, whatever your property tax bill is going to be this year, some argue that Texas homeowners pay more than their fair share, and business owners aren't paying enough. News 4 WOAI's Leila Walsh is live with a look at a controversial plan by two San Antonio lawmakers who say it would make the system fair, But opponents say it'll just lead to another tax. Leela?
Well, Randy, there really are two sides. You know, property taxes are always a hot topic, and every year the Bear Appraisal District hears from a lot of people who say they're paying too much.
On the southwest side, people tell us they dread getting their tax bills. In order to afford her taxes, Jennifer Ramirez knows she can't buy extra things.
And in the end, everybody does feel it, you know, especially the way the economy is going right now.
The Bear Appraisal District says homeowners like Jennifer really have the greatest tax burden.
They will pay more than their fair share.
Appraisers say that's because they can generally tell how much your home or your neighbor's home is worth, but they may not know the sale price of commercial properties, meaning those appraisals could be a lot lower than the market price. The appraisal district now supports proposed bills that would require people to report the sale price of their property to the county.
If appraisal districts had access to all of the sales data, they could do a much better job of valuing the higher-end commercial properties.
Supporters say that would ensure that everyone is paying his or her fair share, but the San Antonio Board of Realtors disagrees.
We feel that this would just be one more financial burden on the homeowner and the business owner.
Today, they called the proposals a short-term money grab. If the bills are approved, the realtors worry that would just lead to another tax, one that buyers or sellers would have to pay for in all real estate sales.
The last thing we need is a new tax for homeowners.
Now, the San Antonio Board of Realtors says there are 40 states that require people to report how much a property sells for, and we're told that 80% of those states have also implemented that special extra tax. We're live downtown tonight. Leela Walsh, News 4 WOAI.
All right, Leela, thanks for sorting that out for us.